Welcome to Real Business Breakthrough. Today, I am your host, Judy Jewett, and today our guest is Katie Sutton, and we're here to inspire you, to give you information that you may or may not know, and it might be something that you want to do. And so today, we'll talk a little bit about Katie. Katie, I want to welcome you. Hello.
Hi, Judy. Thank you for letting me be here.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so grateful that you are a part of this. Katie and I have a few things in common. We both are in the Charlotte, North Carolina area. And we met probably 2017, 18, maybe before, probably 17. And so it's just been great. I've watched her explode in her business. She's out there. She does what she does. She creates beautiful space for people. You even have an academy, don't you?
Yep. My husband and I run a company called Zen Within Academy, among other businesses that we run in the metaphysical space.
And when you say metaphysical, let's talk about that because, we're connected to people from all walks of life. So explain what you mean.
Sure. Well, my background is that I came from the corporate space, the technology space, and was in that space for about 13 years in various different roles, really high up in different companies, and got really ill and sick. And at the same time as that, my whole life I've been really interested in spirituality and in quantum spirituality, in metaphysics, in meditation, in yoga, and all these different things that I was exposed to as a child. And as I grew up, I said, I want to run a technology company. And so I went down a path of exploring that, went to school for that, went to college for that, and went right into the corporate space. And really quickly realized that I'm very, very empathic, even though I had known that for a long time, and that being in that space was a little confining for me. I learned a lot about business, a lot about how to show up in business in that 13-year time span. And then as I started to try to heal my body, I realized that that was really my passion. I wanted to help people find what I call their Zen Within, which is why we called our company Zen Within Academy, so that they can do whatever they came here to do on this planet with as much light and as much love as possible in their heart. And so my job as an academy instructor and teacher and guide is to help empower people to heal themselves in whatever way is necessary, whether that's emotional trauma that they're healing from, physical trauma, whether they're trying to start a new business and transition into a new area of work and career. I also help people when they're in transition out of relationships. So I just show up and try to help them navigate the huge transformation that we're all going through on this planet right now.
That's awesome. And I do some similar things on my own as a real business breakthrough coach, or if I'm doing it with just one, just an individual, it doesn't really matter. It's all the same energy. You are your business. Your
Absolutely.
personal energy is your business. So I do understand, and it is a very exciting time. And there's a lot of people, even in corporations, in other occupations that are open to tell us more.
Yeah.
We all want to know, I feel, we all want to know who we really are. We want to be acknowledged and honored and loved for that authentic self that's inside. And we just sometimes don't know how to get there. We forget, right?
Yeah, and I was very fortunate that when I was in the corporate space, I actually started teaching yoga. And as soon as people found out that I was a yoga instructor, it was like Pandora's box opened. And I started having all these amazing conversations with my coworkers that they weren't feeling comfortable having with other people. It's amazing how many folks in the corporate space are spiritual, into meditation, into metaphysics, but are in the closet and are afraid to talk about it. And so yoga not only was great for me in helping my body to heal, but it opened this door that I didn't expect it to, where it became a bridge for me to have conversations with people that wasn't just about what we were doing in the office and wasn't just about work. And so I just started talking a little bit more about all the other things that I was doing. And at the same time, I started studying at the Boulder Psychic Institute to try to learn to deal with all of the knowings that were coming forward for me and the visions that were coming forward for me, because I would sit down with somebody and see things in their field and feel that they were in grief, even if they never said anything about it. And so I learned how to work with that energy, not from a place of trying to fix anybody around me, but just from a place of owning my gifts. And then in 2017, shifted into working in this arena more distinctly. I started doing some contracting work and some consulting work, and then in 2018 went full time running our businesses that we own.
That is, yeah, that is wonderful. And it's just beautiful. Um it is. And I feel the more you claim who you are, you get out of the closet. We were talking before we jumped on that even though I work with a lot of people from all walks of life and business women, coaches, professionals, um, the one thing we all have in common, we're spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually find out like the religion that people grew up with, because that affects their beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
from their lower energy fields. And so it really helps. But the bottom line is, if you're open and you're spiritual, it's about making it practical, down to earth, and know this is who we are.
Mm-hmm.
This is our essence, spirit, right? And
Mm-hmm.
how do we work through the world that we have today to bring it all together? And I would like for you to please share what is coming up in a couple weeks. Actually, it's on the 30th.
Yeah,
So
15 days. Yeah, so myself and my husband Josh Vogt and my business partner Holly Whitman have founded something called the Soul Expo here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we have all day on April 30th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Just an amazing day planned to help people get introduced to the world that I'm very familiar with. So we have a very large spiritual community here in Charlotte, and the last 2 years has been really difficult because we've all kind of been separate and not able to come together. And one of the goals of the Soul Expo is to create a community-based event where people can come and learn more about all kinds of different modalities and different ways of being and walking in the world, receive some healing, and also come to some really informative presentations. So we have over 45 vendors that are coming that are conscious business owners, that are spiritual business owners, with all kinds of different objects from crystals all the way up to working with CBD oils and herbs, and we have everything in between. So we have a big smattering of all kinds of different vendors coming, and then we have over 35 readers and healers with all kinds of different modalities, everything from sound therapy to traditional oracle, tarot card readings to coaching to aura readings, all kinds of different things that are available for the participants. And then we have 14 workshops that we're delivering that day as well. So in total, we have 25 presenters that are bringing all kinds of different topics, everything from conscious education and conscious parenting, which is so important as we're seeing the education system changing, all the way up to working outside of traditional medicine and working in alternative healthcare. We have a spiritual entrepreneurship panel that I will be on, where we're bringing 5 other business owners together to talk about how they made the transition into a heart-centered business. And we even have a shamanic practitioner from Peru flying in to talk about sacred reciprocity with the earth and working with the earth. So we have all kinds of things. So I can pretty much assure you that if you're at least dipping your toe into the spiritual realm or even interested, you're going to find something that excites you about this day. And tickets are on sale now, and you can purchase your ticket now. And Judy, I know you're one of our readers and our healers that are there. And so if you purchase your ticket ahead of time, you actually get to pre-book your healing sessions. And that's very unusual because normally when you go to these kinds of expos, it's first come, first serve, and you normally miss out on what you want the most, and then you miss a workshop. So we're really trying to make it convenient for people to plan their day. And so, Judy, maybe you can share what you're bringing too, just to give everybody an idea of, some of the offerings that are there.
thank you. Thank you very much. So I've been doing this for 25 years. And in energy medicine and coming from corporate traditional education, and my love is holistic health. And so I've studied energy medicine and so forth. So for a long time, I've been providing readings, but um, healings, of course. But the point is to connect a person to who they are. I'm not actually doing the work; they are. And so I'm offering readings and healings if you want one. And the reading has to do with your soul blueprint. What does your energy look like? Because we don't really always know. And what is your energy saying about you? And I think it's important where we are today to elevate and to know how beautiful and wonderful we are and how many angels we have and how many guides, and open up more to that, to, okay, these are my gifts and this is what my soul looks like. That is not, it's, your body is just storing it, right?
Mhm.
And so what is that energy you're bringing forth? So it's a very positive exchange, and I'm looking forward to meeting so many wonderful people that I can inspire, empower, and share some beautiful information to serve you. So
Yeah, and that's very much in line with our mission at the Soul Expo. Our tagline is Spirit, Oneness, Unity, and Love. That's what Soul stands for. And through all of that, our goal is to really inspire and empower. I think coming off of the last 2 years and the isolation that we've all been through, there's so much available to us that we didn't have access to before in terms of opportunities for change and growth. And I know when I'm supporting my clients, they're showing up and they're wanting to shift out of these boxes that don't feel aligned for them anymore. And that may be in a bunch of different areas of their life, but they're maybe a little bit afraid to do that. And so I'm hoping that these amazing people, I mean, we have over 100 different people coming to share either their gifts or their talents or their story, that we can inspire people to really follow their passion and do what they love on this planet.
that is really, really beautiful. And I've been interviewing people. And if anybody watching this would like to be interviewed, we set up about 10 or 15 minutes. And I have some questions to ask you about your business or your personal life, about since COVID,
Mhm.
some of the changes that happened during COVID, and where are you now? Because I'm finding when you have to wear a mask, you are not being heard,
Yeah.
right? And it's not about um, disagreeing with the mask or agreeing with the mask. It doesn't really matter. The point is, where are you now? And I'm
Mhm.
finding that people really want to share their story, and
Yeah.
they want to share what they learned and where they are. So please, instant message me, send me a message, whatever, if you're interested in me interviewing you. So I do believe what you're doing is so important, Katie. You, Holly, and Josh, and bringing this new energy in, and you guys are all about the same age, right? I am assuming Holly is about, we're all about, you
Mhm.
guys are about the same age.
Yeah, we're kind of all right in a 10-year window, and we've all been doing spiritual work for a long time, and our businesses are kind of starting to expand now. We're wanting to bring ourselves out into the world a little bit more. My husband runs a company underneath our umbrella called Zen Within Creative, so he works with spiritual entrepreneurs to get their websites and that kind of stuff up and running so that they have a presence. He's got a corporate background as well, and Holly runs amazing retreats and wellness experiences out of her home in South Carolina, and is an amazing healer in her own right with selenite swords of light. And actually, the three of us will be teaming up in the middle of the day from 1:30 to 2:30 to do a new earth healing ceremony. And so if it's okay, I'd like to just share a little bit about what I mean by new
Please,
earth.
please do.
Yeah.
And even in another week, if you three want to do this together,
Mhm.
and connect as many people as we can, I would love to do that. But yes, please share it.
Yeah, so when I talk about the new earth, it's really just this transition that we're in. And what I'm seeing is the new earth is represented by the way all of our systems and structures are starting to shift. It's very obvious that our medical system is changing, our education system is changing, the corporate system is changing, our supply chain and how we receive goods and services is changing. All of that is the external version of the new earth. But what I'm really seeing is that on an individual level, we are anchoring new frequencies right now. And what that really means is that we're stepping more deeply into why we actually came here, into the truth of why we showed up here as a being on this planet. And so we're doing that as individuals, and we we really need to anchor into what our truth is and share our voice, as you were saying, and be in that authentic truth so that we can start to change some of these systems and build them more from the ground up instead of the top down, because there's a lot that isn't working for the masses, right? And so we're in that transition right now. So the healing ceremony that we have on the 30th will be about the individual anchoring that unique to them, because I believe that unity consciousness is coming. But what that really means is that we all have to be as one internally and know who we are, show up in authenticity and in our uniqueness. And then we create community from that vibration, because that eliminates separation, eliminates conflict, and it really creates a true co-creative community experience.
I absolutely agree with you 100%. Yeah. So, okay. So it's at 1:30 today.
Mm-hmm. It's 1:30 to 2:30 on the 30th, at the expo. So in the
Oh,
middle
at the
of the day at
expo.
the
Okay.
expo. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, oh my gosh, that's going to be beautiful. Absolutely. And it is about bringing in the energy. And why I specifically said something about you guys are about the same age is because it honestly is your generation right now that is to really anchor it. And you have the generation that is ready to change more than anybody. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm divinely guided to work more with the mid 20s to the mid 40-year-olds, in my group. So I have a community that's being built called Real Community, and it is a membership, and it's a combination of a little bit of everything, whether you want to do mastermind or group, but it's about learning how to be the healer within. What do you need to do? You go to this platform, you download, you do the healings, whatever is there, and I will teach you how to heal yourself. And then you're going to have all kinds of support and other things. And it is your generation. I mean, you guys are ready. And I primarily am, work on the belief systems with cutting edge, powerful ways to do it to instantly, because your generation doesn't have a lot of patience either. You
No,
guys.
we do want to drive things forward very quickly. You're
Oh
right
my
about
God.
that.
Yeah. And so when I work with you guys on a professional level, it's like, I can't keep up with you. And I love it. I love it. And plus you're the age of my kids. So, it's a very comfortable age for me. The other thing is in your generation, you don't play games. You don't want
Mm.
to play the games. Don't
Yeah.
don't bring in don't bring the BS into a business, because we don't have time for it. We're being authentic, we're honoring you. We want you to honor us. And so, there again, I have the sales background and all this other stuff in corporate, and it's all BS, right? Not all of it, but
A
all
good
about
portion of it
how
can
to
be,
do
yeah.
it. And so I stumble a little bit, because I don't want to be that, but it's kind of natural for me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's trying to really be all of us show up. But back to what I was talking about, what I find is that I work with people that want to live their dream. They
Mm-hmm.
want to take this next gigantic step. They see it. So if you can imagine a bridge, and you see at the end of the bridge what you want, and you go and you're excited and you're going in the jungle of starting and creating something new, and it's like there's all kinds of obstacles, and we get scared and we do all these things, and you see the bridge and you're finally there, and you go across, you start going across it and you can't do it, and you
Mm-hmm.
get stuck, and I call it frozen in your tracks, because there are beliefs about how you feel about yourself. There are beliefs of past memories of where you are. They're ancestral, they're
Mm-hmm.
community, they're past lives. It doesn't matter, but the point is you can't make it. And so I help rebuild and restructure that foundation so you can get across there, because if only 5% of people in the world are living their dreams, we got to change it. And this new energy, this higher vibration, is supporting it so it can happen very quickly.
Yeah, I
So
say to clients all the time that you don't really have an option to be stuck anymore, because the universe is going to give you a cosmic kick in the pants, right? And you might have to go through some struggles. You might have to go through some lessons to figure out how to let go of all that energy that you were just talking about. But as you move through that, you're growing and you're changing. And then you bring all of that into your business. You bring that all into helping your
yes.
clients to grow as well.
You
So.
you do. And so back in my generation, it was like, well, we're gonna peel the onion, and I have no time to peel the onion.
Mhm.
So I'm about let's just do it,
Yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
let's cutting edge techniques. Let's just get through it. We don't have to drag it on, and we can move on and get to it. And it's not the thing of it is we're working collectively, right? We're working with the collective um, consciousness, and so so it's not it's something. It's really nice to have support and be
It
in that
is.
spiritual community of the support to help you get there.
Yeah, I think we're all doing really difficult things in our individual experience. We're moving through those blockers that you talk about. And, I find when I bring events together and people are able to just share and talk and just realize that they're not the only one thinking or feeling this particular way that they're experiencing. And, I think at the expo, I'm really hoping that people will make connections with, maybe they come and they talk to a vendor and they make a connection with that person. And then there's a community that starts to get built just from this one event. And we had events like this in Charlotte in the past, and they've kind of fallen by the wayside with the pandemic, and so it's really kind of reinvigorating this particular community. And we've got people coming from other places in the world too, not just in North Carolina. We've got people coming all the way from California, some from Virginia, different places too. So I'm excited to see how this blossoms.
And South Carolina. I mean, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
All the neighboring states. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, Charlotte is a great community. I love Charlotte, and I love the spiritual community of like minds and the support and the love. And I am so honored to know you
Mm-hmm.
and to be in this time with you and to share what we're sharing and helping to raise the vibration together and help humanity.
Yeah.
So thank you. Okay, give us the date one more time of the
Sure.
event.
Yep, it's April 30th from actually you can start seeing healers at 8:30 a.m., but the event itself starts at 9 a.m. from 9 to 6 p.m. at the Harris Conference Center, which is near the airport in Charlotte. And you can go to thesoulexpo.com to learn more about all the workshops, all the day's events, and register and get your tickets ahead of time.
Great, great. That's yes. And we'll come on again in another week if that's possible so we
Sure.
can and with all of you guys if we can work it out.
Okay,
And
sure. Yeah, we'll see if we can work
maybe
that
you
out.
can talk to Holly and Josh and see because I just think the more we do, the better it is. And oh my gosh, I'm just so excited about being a part of this new event. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judy, for having me on today. And thanks to everybody that watched.
Yes, thank you.